Let Marcus Morris Sr. get to the middle. Wow.
It reminds me of a Larry Bird shot that he made back in the mid-'80s from behind the backboard. I don't think they counted that basketball.
Probably another month or so with a suspension. Oh no, Paul George, make us proud. Bounces off the backboard. Oh, Montrezl Harrell does the rest.
They're saying defense to offense, Clipper fans. That's what you're going to see all year long.
George, but he maintains the dribble. Creating space for three. 6 threes for Paul George. George got it! The Clippers have numbers if they push. To George, to the cup. Oh my! Look out below! Paul George with points 16 and 17.
Pick off by stepping up into the passing lane, and then this is a wind-up throw it down by Paul George.
Over. Williams to George. Off glass, and welcome to the family, Paul George.
That was a nice play right.
These two teams getting after it. Paul George, corner three.
That's good. Clutch shot from George, and it's back to 2.
Beverly with the rebound. Here's George. Another 3 for George.
Prize pickups for the Jazz. The front office continues to do a great job in Salt Lake, but he is out. Hasn't really found his rhythm. Here's a guy looking for his rhythm, and perhaps found it there. A 3 by Paul George.
Steal it and save it to Patrick Patterson. There's George, last time in this arena, scored 46 points, off to a pretty good start.
George with a hand in his face. That's a 3. Paul George from downtown.
Points in a 104-81 loss.
George feeling good. Gets around his defender. Oh, he had him backpedaling and lays it in.
The Clippers coming the other way. Paul George contested by Covington. Gets the finish anyway. What a finish. They come down and give it to Paul George. We come down and give it to Jarrett Culver versus Towns, Covington, and Wiggins.
And that time we gave it to Terrence Mann on the turnover. George converts. He's now got 30 points. Time and containing these two players has not yet surfaced here in this third quarter.
Kobe moves to his left.
You like this matchup if you Paul George.
Does he like it? He cashes in. The Clippers by 5. This time shoots over him. This time knocks it down.
Team goes with Donovan Mitchell. So for me, he needs to be an all-star.
Levin Larson. Here's George. Oh, takes it to the house and punches it in with the right hand.
Come on, Gallo historically has always been a really good first half, first quarter player. So you got to do a good job on him early on.
Paul George continues to smolder, and I don't know what else you can say about him.
Manufacturing points obviously is a challenge right now.
Harrell from George.
Danger zone. Yeah, they're going to use another one quick here.
George. How about the handle? Cradles the ball to the rim. Counted and a foul.
Lillard. George for 3. Paul George.
This year, that is exactly what you want him to do, especially early on in the clock, and that's exactly what you want that guy to do. Paul George rips the cords and shows.
For the Clippers, well, the best bench in the NBA. George,
Nice hesitation. He got hit.
And admire LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, and Anthony Davis. But I have every right to feel like I can very well be the best player on a given night.
When you've targeted a player like Marcus for the time we did, it allows you time to lay some groundwork. And so we're very fortunate to be able to acquire this.
it's crazy. I don't even get surprised by it, though, anymore. Here's Paul George down the lane, down the hatch, counted and a foul.
When you play down,
George spins away from Drummond, gets the contact, counted on a foul, and give him one more on the house.
George showing off the handles and then shows off the touch.
Paul George with the three-pointer.
Have active hands with speed. You can get out in transition early for your team.
George cradles the ball down the lane, down the hatchet goes for Paul George.
I tell you,
First half, and the Clippers lead by 6. George for another three, same result. And the Clippers now beginning to smolder to close out.
He added more three-point shooting. It could happen. George, a step-away three. On cue, 69 to 43.
He turns it over. He thought he was fouled. Paul George goes and finishes. Millsap thought about a foul, but backed off.
Always in the corner. I mean, he does a good job of positioning himself like that.
Paul George is alone for the breakaway, goes up on the right hand and stuffs it through. And so the Clippers try to regain some of that momentum. Minute and a half left here in what has been an intense first couple of quarters. Paul George goes and banks it home. You guys were remarking during the last time out just how hard both these teams are playing.
Wide open looks, he's going to start to warm up on you.
Clippers by a dozen. Great feed in from McLaughlin. Better block from Paul George.
This is a Timberwolves team that is playing free and has a ton of confidence. What a strong drive by Paul George.
It's the perfect time to do it right now.
George accelerates. Goes down the lane. Looks like he's playing hopscotch. Counted on a foul and send him to the line. Bradley short that time. Lou Williams racing up the floor. Finds George. Steps back. Another three. Got it! Paul George lighting it up, and he forces the Lakers to call time.
Surrounded by white shirts, has his footing taken away. Clippers recover. George down the lane. The floater is good. 89 to 77.
49 to play. George down the lane. Bullies his way to the cup and lays it in. Paul George with 17. The Clippers trail by 3.
First 6 minutes of the game, he only has 5 shots in the last 15 that he's played.
Lobs it to Montrezl. Flying around Staples Center like he's got a jetpack on.
But Mike, he was so well coached at SMU. Now, they were an excellent team in his career there as Horford picks up his third.
Count it and one.
Lou to Paul George, curling, catching. Oh, damn! The Clippers take a 1-point lead.
But they really rely on him. Paul George. Little stroll down the lane.
They have as good a two-way wings as we've seen in this league since Jordan and Pippen.
George, the pull-up three. He cans it.
26 points, 9 rebounds for Harrell.
Expect only about 2 more minutes for these Clippers starters.
He had 50 points with 9.5 minutes to play in the second quarter. How about teardrop runner by Paul George, counted as a foul.
That's the second foul for Denver in this fourth quarter. Paul George stops, fades, fires, and fills it up.
24 for Paul George.
They also lost Danny Green. Let's not forget about that. Another champion and veteran leadership. Yeah, that was a big time piece as well. You know, I love everything about him. I mean, he plays with the correct mindset.
George, a step away mid-range shot, and he pours it in. He had the first bucket for the Clippers. That's his second. George bullies his way to the rim. Wraparound pass to Montrez. Counted on a foul.